isn't the best place to find the lovers, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends sat at the table doing shots, tripping fast, and then we talk slow. And you come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop it, and the man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And now I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. And last night you were in my room, and now my bedsheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. Well, I'm in love with your body. 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 Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. When we came, we let the story begin. We're going out on our first date. You and me are thrifty, so go all you can eat. Fill up your bag and I fill up the plate. We talk for hours and hours about the sweet and the sour, and how your family's doing okay. And leaving, getting a taxi, kissing the backseat, tell the driver make the radio play. And I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me.
The Town of Shrewsbury Zoning Board of Appeals public hearings for January 29th, 2018. Before we get to the public hearing portion of the meeting, there's a few house cleaning items that we need to take care of first. But when we do get to the public hearings, I will read the appeal into the minutes. The applicant can then come to the table, tell us what they want, why they need it. If you are here for a variance, it is incumbent upon you to give us a hardship for us to make our decision. A hardship is required to get a positive decision from us. If you're here for a special permit, we also need to know why. We need to know that it will be less detrimental than what the existing condition is. That being said, once you make your presentation, some of us may or may not have some questions up here. When we're done, I will open up to the floor for any interested parties that have any questions of the applicant. First order of business is I have one bill, it looks like, to the Worcester Telegram and Gazette
Move to
for
approve.
$252. Can
Move
I
to
get a
approve.
second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Yeah, November 27th is here, though. Did everyone review the minutes for November 27th? Does anyone have any questions, comments, updates?
Move to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? There's this. I believe you are the clerk, so you sign that. Our first hearing is continued from November 27th, 2017, 155 and 173 Hartford Turnpike, Clinton Motor Cars. Come on down.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the record, my name is Richard Ricker, and my law offices are at 11 Maple Avenue, and I'm here representing Clinton Motor Cars LLC. And Anthony Pereira at the end of the table here is a principal of the LLC, as is his wife, Talitha, who is next to me. This is a continued hearing. I understand that they were here last month.
2 months ago.
2 months ago. 2 months ago. October, actually.
November.
Was it November?
We didn't do December this year.
Okay. Oh, I'm looking at your letter. I understand there were some questions raised as to the plan and the parking spaces, employee parking spaces, snow storage, things of that nature, as well as National Grid.
Correct.
As you will note in front of you tonight, there should be a letter that I've given copies to Chris from National Grid, verifying to you that there has been an agreement reached between us and National Grid relative to this particular increase in the number of vehicles and increase in use of the property. The most notable issue for them, as noted on the letter, is the snow storage issue, which Clinton Motor Cars has agreed to do snow removal rather than snow storage. They don't want snow building up under the tension wires and you know, causing it to be so high someone could get hurt. And I've dealt with National Grid now on a few occasions. Doug Radigan is here representing them. I've dealt with them on a few occasions already in this particular area, and that is one of the pet peeves I would suggest for National Grid because of the high tension wires. Now this parcel is, as you know, on the corner of Lake Street and Route 20. It's been an automobile sales facility for a number of years. I think probably 40 or 50 years, frankly. As you can see here, we've outlined the portion of the property that is within the National Grid power line easement area. So not all of the property is within that area. There's also some access points that we've labeled on the plan through an agreement with National Grid that gives them their emergency access as they may require it to get to their power lines and facilities. There is a garage and a small office at the site. The parking is now addressed up in the upper right-hand corner of the plan. There are 43 display spaces plus repair spaces, customer spaces, 8, and employee spaces, 4. With the office size that you have under the zoning bylaw, there's only one space that would be required. I would suggest to you, therefore, that there is ample parking for this use that has been an ongoing use. As you know, some time ago, the selectmen allowed the increase of vehicles to be sold at this site to go up to 45, subject, of course, to your adjustment of the previous, and their request to you for an adjustment to the previously granted 20 vehicles. We're asking you to allow the 45 vehicles that the selectmen have authorized with the license procedure, and we feel that there is adequate parking and storage space on this site for that. I also note that there was a letter from the town planner, assistant town planner, Chris McGoldrick, which we have met with Mr. McGoldrick. We have reviewed the plans together. We've addressed his concerns, I think, adequately, and I hope he will verify that to you. And those concerns being the items that I've just basically ticked off for you. As I said, this use has been ongoing here for really quite some time. And what the Pereiras have found is that the 20-car limit just doesn't do it. And you can't run an operation like that. You can't pay the rent, you can't pay the insurance, you can't do all of the things that are necessary to make a go of a business like this without at least twice that many cars, and that's why they're asking for the number that they're asking.
Was that
So,
in the notice?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it was.
and I would note that I would suggest to you that Route 20 clearly is appropriate for this use. It's an appropriate location for it. As I said, it's been there for a number of years. And with that, if you have any specific questions, we'd be glad to answer them.
Lisa, you had the questions last month.
It was
On this one.
regarding the snow storage, and that's been addressed.
Okay. Mel,
I don't have any.
No, I don't have any.
anyone else?
Is there gonna be any mechanic work done there?
There will be. There's 2 spaces for mechanical work within the garage, and we've noted that on the plan as well. But he only does repairs on the vehicles that he sells and that he warranties. So it's not an outside repair shop.
Okay, how about like hazardous materials and things like that?
Well, he has to comply with the DEP requirements, and as you know, these shops do get visited. So there's a standard protocol with DEP and actually with our Board of Health for this type of regulation.
Okay. Anyone in attendance wish to be heard on this matter?
We also have required permits with the fire station for that, Mr. George.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
If there be no further questions or comments, we'll take it under advisement. You'll be notified of our decision.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Doug had the heavy lifting.
Our next hearing, also continued from 11/27/17, 113 Maple Avenue, which is a request to withdraw.
Yeah, you'll notice in the packets given today, there was a letter received.
Okay. Can I get a motion?
Move to grant the withdrawal.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Next, also continued from November 27th, is 579-585 Lake Street, Boylston CP LLC. Is anyone here?
So we received a request to continue.
Oh, okay,
on
that's
that
right, you said
matter.
that, that's right.
In addition,
Okay, to extend to March 26th. So we need to extend the deadline.
so there's going to be two votes that we need, one to grant the continuance, and there's also a 100-day deadline on appeals, and they have asked to push that decision deadline for us to our March 26th meeting.
Okay, so if we extend the decision deadline to March 26th, though, do we need time after that?
So that'll, essentially, that'll give us two hearings.
Plus the 10, was it 15 days after?
Yes, yeah,
So whenever,
right.
yeah, okay. Okay, so can I get a motion, one, to request to continue this hearing and to extend the deadline?
I'll make both motions.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Anything to discuss? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Two voting sheets. Our first hearing for the January 29th meeting is to hear the appeal of Chris and Heather Quattrone, 25, sorry if I mispronounced your name, 25 Millwood Drive, Shrewsbury, Mass., for a variance from Section 7, Table 2, to construct a deck 34.2 feet from the rear property line in a Residence B1 district upon property located at 25 Millwood Drive. The subject premise is on the Shrewsbury Assessor's Tax Plate 26, Plot 08600. Welcome. Please state your names for the record.
Sure. Good evening, Chairman, members of the board. My name is Chris Quattrone.
And I'm Heather Bordeloni.
And as you stated, we're here tonight to ask for a variance at our residence, 25 Millwood Drive, to construct a deck 34.2 feet from the rear property line. Our home is about 46 feet from the rear property line. We're looking to build about a deck about 12 feet out from the back of the home. And really, I guess our hardship is the lot size. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Mr. Gordon?
I have no questions. I have two signatures here,
There's two sheets on that one.
yeah,
Anyone else have any questions?
I don't want to say
You good?
that.
You all set? Anyone in attendance wish to be heard on this matter? Okay, there being no further comments or questions, we'll take it under advisement. You'll be notified of our decision.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is to hear the appeal of Hoy Wynn, 12 Burton Street, number 1, Worcester, Mass., for a special permit to the Town of Shrewsbury zoning bylaw under Section 4-B to remove an existing non-conforming single-family dwelling and construct a new two-story single-family dwelling in the Residence B1 district on property located at 15 Main Boulevard. The subject premise is described on the Shrewsbury Assessor's Tax Plate 23, Plot 204000. Welcome, please state your name for the record.
Yes, my name is Wee Nguyen. I'm the general contractor for this job. I would like to request a special permit due to there was a fire at this house, and because of the structure of it, you know, meet codes. In order to meet codes, there's a lot needs to be done, so we went through with the engineers and to the homeowner. Their suggestion is the best is to take it down and just do it completely new with the existing foundation, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the same, basic,
Same
same footprint?
foundation, same footprint. There's no change in the footprints.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's a two-story existing?
It's a one-story right
One-story
now.
existing, so two-story?
With basement, yes. Yeah,
Is it going to, the 50%?
It should be, I believe,
Do you have any plans?
I thought my architect had sent in all the plans already.
And the plans in our packet here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got plans here. I got plans. You got them? Yeah, okay.
I believe as the special permit is under the 50%
Okay.
increase.
19, yeah, it is, just barely. Yeah, you're right. 1972 to 2732, right? It would be. Yeah, okay. Any questions?
So we believe it's not,
It's special permit. It's existing is 1,972 square feet,
yep,
and the new one is 2732,
32.
which
It's under 50%.
it's under
Okay.
50%, yeah.
And, looks like you're removing the existing deck and putting in a new deck that's smaller than what was there before.
Correct, that's correct, yeah.
And you're sticking to the existing foundation.
Correct, that's correct.
Simple.
I'm looking for. Okay. Anyone else? You're good? You're good? Anyone in attendance wish to be heard on this? There being no further questions or comments, we'll take it under advisement. You'll be notified of our decision.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, I'm going to go to hear the appeal of Syed Khan, 4 Oriole Circle, Shrewsbury, Mass., for a special permit to the Town of Shrewsbury zoning bylaw under Section 4B to demolish and reconstruct a single-family dwelling in the Rural B District upon property located at 764 Grafton Street. The subject premise is described on the Shrewsbury Assessor's Tax Plate 53, Plot 43. Welcome. Please state your name for the record.
Sayed Khan, owner of 764 Grafton Street.
Charbel Najim from Capstone Builders.
Okay.
We wanted to propose a special permit tonight on an existing house that it's 1,856 square feet. The house was built in the early 1916. There was several additions added onto the house. One major one that was put on the left front side of the house that was not permitted from our record that we have looked into. The required area is at 20,000 square feet. The lot is a little bit bigger than that, so it's a conforming lot. But the issue that we have, and the biggest issue that we're having, there's an encroachment on the left side of the property, on the setback. We're hoping that we're able to take down the existing building and rebuild it in a little bit better location, where the front setbacks are about 59 feet. On the front setback, we are proposing to put those setbacks almost at 74 and a half feet. So we're gonna improve the front setback, we're gonna improve the left setbacks by removing the old unpermitted addition, and put in a new colonial. The existing structure is a two-story structure. We're proposing to put in a new colonial, which is a two-story structure as well, with a two-car garage attached on the right side, keeping the orientation of the driveway on the right side as well, to make the least disturbance in the land. So the new proposed house, it's going to be about 2,550 square feet, roughly about 30 by 54, counting the extension of the garage on the right side. The proposed building that will allow 21.2 feet on the left side instead of the, I think it was like 14 feet on the left. So we're really pushing it to the right a little bit, given, you know, the neighbors on the left side of the property more for privacy. That will put us on the location of 25.8, which is exact, on the right side, the exact setback that existed before. So the condition of the house is a hodgepodge. They have added multiple additions on the house over the years. The existing foundation is a stone field foundation with brick, the top 3 feet of it. The house does not meet any codes by today's standards, so in order for Mr. Saeed to be able to take it down to the studs and rebuild it, make the floor conforming, the floor joists are not to code as well. So in order to make those happen, make the walls conforming to code, to make the ceiling height on the second floor, because of the slanted roof lines in the bedroom upstairs, most of them don't meet today's code. In order to do that, by that time, the whole house is going to be, you know, pulled apart. So our proposal and request in front of you tonight is to be able to grant a special permit and be able to rebuild the house.
Okay. And this is all special permit because of setbacks, so, yeah. Mr. Gordon?
I'm fine.
Ms. Cassette?
I'm fine as well. It looks like your rear setback, the new footprint of the house will be back a little towards the rear, but you're still within the rear setbacks, and we're really only talking about that
Yes, that's true.
one.
And it's
Setback that you
clearly less detrimental. Yeah.
Yep, it's non-conforming, but less non-conforming.
I'm fine.
Is the shed gonna stay?
No, the shed is not gonna stay.
Oh,
It looks like a toy house, but yeah.
Anyone in attendance wish to be heard on this matter? There be no further questions or comments, we will take it under advisement. You'll be notified of our decision. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks for
much.
your time.
And our final hearing for tonight is to hear the appeal of Shrewsbury Maple LLC, Post Office Box 166, Shrewsbury, Mass., for a variance to the Town of Shrewsbury zoning bylaw under Section 6-B5 to allow 2 commercial buildings with less than 20 feet of separation distance in the Residence B2 and Commercial Business District upon property located at 378 Maple Ave. The subject premise is described on the Shrewsbury Assessor's Tax Plate 32, Lot 346. Welcome, and please state your name for the record.
Susan Nichols, owner's representative.
Good evening, Michael Dryden, Project Manager, Bowler Engineering. I'll take it from here, Susan, I guess, okay. As you may recall, we were here in October seeking special permit to alter a pre-existing non-conforming use and several variances as well. And we're all familiar with the plan at this point, I'm sure. So the plans that were presented back in October, let me just walk you through this. In blue is the proposed outline of the 31,000 square foot Reliant Medical Group building. In yellow are sections of the existing building that were to remain. At the time of that submittal, we were providing a 20-foot separation in accordance with Section 7B5 of the bylaw. As you may recall, we put together plans very quickly, very tight schedule on this project. Subsequent to receiving a permit, I'm going to switch to the plan that was recently submitted to the board, same exact scale and orientation. As a result of a structural and architectural evaluation of the building, it was discovered that providing that 20 feet was going to be problematic in terms of how the column and the structure of the existing building is currently constructed today. So the variance before you this evening is to request a 16-foot separation in lieu of a 20-foot separation. Again, this is a temporary condition. The second part that I wanted to talk to you about is the previous plan proposed to maintain this about 2,200 square foot section of the building here. We have since met several times with the building department and agreed to demolish that portion of the building as well. So what we're left with is about 75 feet of the existing building that's in close proximity to the proposed building. Again, 16 feet in lieu of a 20-foot separation.
Okay. The
Is
plan
this
is,
sprinkled?
what's that?
Is this building sprinkled?
Yes.
It would have to be, I believe, right? Is it
Yeah,
under
so
20
the
feet?
existing buildings remain sprinklered, but the loading bay is now gonna be removed, so I think that was the concern about the
Okay.
sprinkler before.
So the plan is substantially the same?
It's exactly the same except for what I just described. Those two elements, this portion gone, and 16 in lieu of 20 foot.
Okay. Anyone?
And again, it's temporary.
It is temporary.
But it's
Is
a
the
variance,
tenant still gonna be the same one?
so it's good, they
Yes.
can always go back.
Okay.
Yeah, once we grant it.
And are they doing the construction?
Yes.
Okay.
That little section that's being demolished, that's added on the back, was that the electrical part of the building?
There is an electrical
Yes,
room.
it is,
And that's all gonna be removed?
yes.
That's one of two,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, what is the problem? I don't really understand what the problem is with the,
It's a fair question. What we had done, again, in a hurry, was to strike a line, a demolition line at 20 feet in compliance with the bylaw, and to get the permitting process in motion. And again, once the building was evaluated in terms of how it's constructed, where the column lines are, it was determined that it's problematic to go to 20 feet, because you'll essentially take a section of column lines out and have to rebuild a portion of a building that's eventually going to be demolished anyway. So backing up to 16 feet allows us to use the existing infrastructure of the building and create a wall at that point.
okay, and this is on the changes in the new building or the changes in the building that will remain?
It's in the existing building to remain.
Okay,
Previously, it was going to be cut back 4 feet more.
But if,
right, right, okay, now I get it.
so it's not getting cut back, but the back part is coming away, is effectively what's happening.
It's still getting cut back, just with a 16-foot offset.
right,
Right, and the back portion being removed.
Right. Okay. Can we structure the variance to only cover where the 16 feet separation is?
So the variance request before us tonight is only for the building
Okay.
separation
Okay.
distance. We could condition that the loading bay be demolished prior to, or, you know.
I just don't want it to come back.
Right,
Yeah. So we'll
yeah,
set
and
that
I
condition
think,
so it
I think by
doesn't-
granting the variance
Okay.
as proposed.
Is this still a hurry-up project?
It is. It's fast-tracked, and it's currently on schedule.
Okay.
Yeah, is the back portion going to be demolished at a later date, or with the?
All at
No,
the
it's
same
all at
time.
the
All,
same
okay,
time.
okay. I'm good now. Anyone else?
I'm fine.
Yep. Anyone in attendance? Yes, please state your name for the record.
Nadine Garnett, 43 LeBlanc Road. I heard the word temporary. Does that just mean that the rest of the building is going to be coming down at some point, or why is this temporary?
Yep, go ahead.
So the final plan for the rest of the building is not established at this point. It will either be completely demolished, depending on the tenant, the future tenants that we have, or we will infill the space between the new Reliant building and what's there, the existing building.
Can I ask one more, please?
Go right ahead.
When is done, we're just curious with the schedule for demolition at this point. When are we looking at demolition? I think I've already heard that the rodent control has been done and everything's been disconnected. I'm just curious when demolition will begin.
I don't have a definitive date from the tenant, but it should be within the next couple of weeks, beginning within the next couple of weeks.
Okay, anybody else wish to be heard on this? There being no further question, and we're all done, right? There being
Yeah.
no further questions or comments, we will take it under advisement, and you will be notified of our decision.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I believe that covers us. Okay, 155, 173. Hartford Turnpike.
Move to approve.
Any discussion? We're good? Okay.
Second.
So we're operating a garage and repair shop to sell automobiles, and how many?
Two special permits. The limit on the automobile sales is by the selectmen's at 45.
Okay, so our decision will mirror theirs. Okay, can I get a motion for both special permits?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? We did the withdrawal, and we did the continuance. 25 Millwood. Discussion, comments, questions? The deck 34.2 feet from the rear property line.
I was fine with it, if they had their deck within the setbacks, it would only be 6 feet wide, and that's not enough, so I'm fine with the variance.
I don't have any issues with it, and I would move
Okay.
to
No.
grant the variance.
And can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? 15 Main Boulevards, remove an existing non-conforming single-family dwelling and construct a new two-story family dwelling.
This is 15 Main Boulevard?
Yes, it is.
To demolish and
Yeah.
It's less non-conforming,
Can I get a motion? Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? 764 Grafton Street, another to remove and reconstruct. This one is definitely less detrimental.
yeah,
Looks like
this
an
is
improvement
less.
to me.
So can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Can I get a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
There you go.
And last but not least, 378 Maple Avenue.
move to approve.
And can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Uh, 155, 173 Hartford Turnpike was unanimously approved. 577, 585 Lake was unanimously approved. 113 Maple Avenue was unanimously approved. And 25 Millwood Drive was unanimously approved. Any old business or new business?
There is new business in your packets. You'll see a conflict of interest.
Just 1 second. 15 Main Boulevard was unanimously approved.
For new business, there is a conflict of interest packet. We just need a signature on the last page that you've received it,
I already sent it in.
and then hand it into the
Yeah.
clerk. So.
I did not, so thank you. I left my filled out one at home.
Emailed it to her.
Here you go, Lisa.
And you sent an email about the training, right?
Yes, yeah, there was an email received.
Yeah, the link
Fortunately-
wasn't developed yet. I
Yeah.
followed the link, and it's like,
Oh, really?
to be,
Which link is
Determined.
that?
It is also before
I
April.
received it secondhand, so I passed it along. I just pushed it along, so.
It's also before April 15th, so I will not be going. Anyone else has anything? No? Okay. Can I get a motion?
move to adjourn.
Can I get a second?
That's two of us.
All in favor?